have your why, your fears are gone, you're pretty motivated to do the task, but you're still not doing the task, I would like you to consider the structure that you've made around doing that task. Many times we have a goal that we want to do. For example, you want to learn a new language, for example, say French, but your goal is to just learn French. It's too vague and it's not obvious to your brain what you're trying to do. But when you make it more obvious and more specific, it becomes like a very small thing to do. So there's way less difficulty in initiating the task. You could have a time for it, like I'll learn French 3 days a week at 8 p.m. or after I complete my school or whatever. Now, having a time for it makes it much more obvious and much more specific. You could also link it to other things like I did, like I'll learn French when I come back from school or I'll learn French when I come back from college. The other thing is to make it specific. I'll use the Duolingo app to learn French every day for 20 minutes when I come back from college. Like, this is a pretty specific goal, and your brain will probably feel very little pressure to do this task, and it will be pretty easy to initiate the task. And a very good tip is to have a verb in it, like whenever there's a verb in the sentence that you're using to define your goal, it becomes much less overwhelming for our brains. Like, I'll play the guitar. Now, sometimes we don't have any problem starting a task, but there's this resistance to sustaining it. Like, you could go to the gym once a week, twice a week, but you have a difficulty sustaining it over a long period of time. I think what the issue here is that you are not having enough fun, like you don't like the task. The core issue here is that you need more dopamine or reward so that your brain actually likes the task and looks forward to doing it again instead of being repulsed by it. The first thing that I would like you to do is give yourself grace for not liking it. Like, I just don't like to exercise. I could just accept it and then work around that instead of forcing myself to like that thing like a lot. But accepting that, okay, this is a task that I want to do but I do not like, makes it much easier. And then your problem becomes making it more likable instead of doing it. Making it more likable is a thing that you can easily do. Now, my favorite way to do this is to incorporate novelty. Like, I do not like to exercise all that much, so what I do is I do a different home workout, different YouTube home workout every day, or like I switch it up a lot of times. Third thing you could do is that you could incorporate existing interests into it. What I mean is, for example, you like music, so you could try doing cardio exercises while you listen to your favorite music. What I do a lot of times is that I do those cardio workouts with Taylor Swift songs where they match the speed of your treadmill with the Taylor Swift song, and that makes it immensely fun for me because it's like I'm having a Taylor Swift dance party. You could try making a reel out of when you're studying, because maybe making a reel is fun for you but studying is not, but linking them two together makes it more fun for you. The key is to find out what your interests are and then trying to link them up. A very easy way is to do it with people who like it. Like, if you hate a subject, you could just ask a friend who loves that subject to teach you, and when somebody else is so passionate about what they're saying, we just genuinely become interested because they are so interested in it. I think the last straw is your environment. There's this pressure of being unaffected by environments, like कि पढ़ने वाले बच्चे तो कहीं भी पढ़ लेते हैं, and then we kind of force ourselves to study or do the task in every situation and just force ourselves to not react or adapt or act according to the environment or situation around us. And it has taken me a long time to decondition this in myself, but I think that it's pretty normal to react to the environment and the situation that you're in. This quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson is one of my favorites because it says we are all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically. We are the universe and the universe is us. So, since we are so connected with everything around us on a cellular level, it is very unfair to expect of yourself that no matter what the situation will be, no matter what the environment will be like, you will be motivated to do the certain task all the time. But that's simply not true. What works much better is accepting that it's okay if you're sensitive to your environments, and then trying to make the environment as conducive as possible for you to do the task. It's so hard. So the first thing that I like to consider is that, is my environment too cluttered? And if it is, I immediately go and clean it or decrease the clutter in some way, because then it helps me to focus. And then asking, can I do anything to change the environment in a way that would be more suitable for me to do the task that I want. For example, you want to learn to play the guitar, but your guitar is somewhere inside the cupboard and you've never even opened that cupboard for a long time. It will make it very difficult to play the guitar. What you could do instead is just have the guitar in front of you in the room, like in a nice corner, so that will constantly remind you of using the guitar. The other thing is our general environment. Like, I think people overlook this so often, but for me it just doesn't work in that way. When your general environment is so opposed to what you want to do, it will be very
For
difficult
example,
for you
sometimes we
to do
really
the
want
thing.
to change our careers or do something that we really want to do in life, and we find ourselves procrastinating. But the actual problem is that we know that the people around us, the people who are meant to support us, for example, our peers, our closest friends, our family, or our teachers, might not be that supportive, and that fear of not being supported is trying to stop us.
So in those situations, what I try to do is look at the feasibility of what I'm. Will it be easier in another situation? Can you do anything to change the situation, or can you wait for the situation to improve? And if you really cannot change the situation, what I like to do is do a bare minimum version of it. Like, pursuing a hobby very seriously on the side might be too much in the situation or environment that you're in, but like doing a very small version of it, like just doing a self-paced online course about it. Like, you don't need to go all in on it, but you're still doing something with it, and something is better than nothing, and that gives you enough momentum to keep going instead of quitting it altogether. So I think that doing a bare minimum version of it is a pretty good hack to maintain your momentum and still not be like very overwhelmed. These are all the things that run the show when we are procrastinating, and I'm sure that if you try to uncover them slowly with time, you'll be able to uncover them much better, and you will be able to compartmentalize what the problem actually is. Like, is it that I don't have a why? Is it that I'm afraid of something? Is it that I simply don't have motivation? Is it just that I simply don't like the thing? And then when you target those specific areas with specific solutions, your life becomes much more easier and productivity comes much more naturally to you. And I hope you gained something from this video. I hope you will not beat yourself up so much the next time you're procrastinating. And tell me in the comment section what you liked and what you didn't like. What were the things that resonated with you the most? And if you have any tips and tricks or insights of your own, please put them in the comment section below, so that we all can have a community of people who support shame-free productivity. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.